I don't like when people say, oh, he's an actor / waiter. No, his job to get money is to be a waiter. Don't take his life from him. He's an actor. And if he never is ever in anything until he dies and he says he's an actor, he's an actor. Pisses me off. Don't take that away from people. Don't professionalize it. Well, what have I seen you on? Don't worry about that. The person has made paintings his whole life and they're all under his bed. He calls himself an artist, and by the day he works at Home Depot, he's an artist. I was born on the Fringe. Me and my mama. I was born in a boarding house. You can't get more Fringe than that. I knew where I came from, but I was only interested in where I was going. It's the same thing with materials. I don't really care if they come from the streets or merchant. I'm interested in where they're going. And they're going to alchemy, and they're going to have conversations about other things. They take off and become something else. They're no longer paper from the streets. They take flight, and they become something else. They become part of a conversation about art and about painting. Where they start off, so what? It's like me. You can see a little bit of the edges of the paper. You can tell they come from the streets a little bit, but look at them now. It's like me. You can tell I got a little bit, you know. Why the paper? Because I had to work for it. I have to work for it. Paper is very unforgiving, but I wanted to look like paint. I wanted to sit right next to a beautiful oil painting. I want my paintings to be historicized with the great painters. I want to be at that table. Contemporary art should not belong to, and it does not belong to, any culture or any class of people. I don't believe. It's just the ideas of our time. I guess rebelling for me was really wanting to have a dialogue with the mainstream. But I'm taking all this raggedy-ass material and demanding that it will have the potentiality to have the same gravitas as oil painting. I'm sure that's psychologically me. Taking humble stuff and demanding that that humble stuff has access and a shot at anything they want. Yep, that would be me. That paper, for me, is unforgiving, and it's rough, and it's not fluid and elegant. It's hard and rough material. It won't bend, and it won't become fluid. And that's my job, to make it ignite, to make it take off, to make it feel like paint. Demanding that it become something that it wasn't born to be. Yeah, that sounds like me. We've all come from somewhere, but it's not where you come from, it's where you're going. Be proud of where we come from. We come from the Fringe. We stand at the Fringe and critique and look at things. You should always be proud because we have mobility out in the Wild West. We're iconoclastic. We can do whatever we want, say what we want and everything. We're not bound. You know, when you come from the Wild, Wild West, you always got that little in you that you can leave all this behind. For real. Artists, we visit, and then we go back to the Wild, Wild West. Where do you think innovation comes from? Where do you think it comes from? When Dr. Dre was in that room, where do you think innovation comes from? It comes from Wild, Wild West. Where do you think everything comes from? Just being out there and saying, well, I'm gonna do it because I want to. That's where innovation comes from, true innovation. Spend a little time, and go back to whatever road you're on. Don't worry about it if you haven't seen it before, invent it.